Okay, so Sunsebb is celebrating his 20 years of dating his wife. So he said to pick our favorite lock that he couldn't part with. I'm not particularly sentimental with my locks, but my wife and I have also we started dating just over 20 years ago, but have been married for almost 17 years, I guess. So it's been a while. So I figured instead I'll just look at my lock collection and I'll point out one that I think I might like a lot more than the rest. Um, but there's one lock missing. Oh, here we go. So these first two boxes are just locks that I've feel that I've been able to pick consistently, and they get retired to these two boxes basically, and pulled out just every once in a while. And then I have a third box, which are the locks that I have yet to get to. So in this corner, a bunch of Medico classics. There's a one without a key that just has 4 out of the 5 pins pinned up, and then there's a 5-pinner and a 6-pinner. Some random Mortise Cylinders. So these are Corbin ones. A Yale, a Schlage. Nothing special, these ones. A pair of Sargents, a standard quickset cylinder, and a quickset Gen 3 with, the special if I have a special tool for that particular lock, I'll keep it in there with it. So that's to get into the Gen 3. Everybody has to have a master lock, of course. Number 5, M5. These two weird disc locks, I think I picked this one on my channel. They're from storage companies. The lone Avis 7440 I was able to get into consistently. The other 5 are in my to-do box, having never had an open on any of them. Multi-Lock Junior, I'm not sure why I keep the box in here. Usually I put all the boxes in a separate location, so I will go ahead and do that now. And usually I pull off all like the hardware off my locks, like the tail, that came with this tail piece installed. I pull all that stuff off and I keep it off to the side. So now that that's off there, this might fit in a smaller compartment. A bunch of Schlage kick cylinders, just tons of them. That's kind of the stuff I was doing before I got into high security. Some MX, I don't know. I kept the tail piece with it, I guess. What else we got? The key mark, I did a pick on that as well. Medco key mark. More kick, all just Schlage kick cylinders. I have a bunch of these, but I lent them out. I have the progressive pin ones. This is the Sparrow's cutaway. But like I said, I lent out those, and I lent out some master locks as well, so they're not in this box right now. I'm teaching a pair of my friends how to pick, so I lent them some stuff. This one's shiny. What is this one? Oh, it's the 3KS. Okay, so I recently picked this on the channel. And this tool here is, it centers all the pins. It's the same thing that happens if you stick this key in and pull it out. All the pins will be centered, and if the C-clip is removed, you'll be able to remove the plug from there. But this, if while you're pulling out you jostle it, you'll end up in a situation where those wafers go up into the cylinder and you'll get stuck. This little tool will keep them all centered as you pull it out. I haven't had to use it. It's pretty hard to bump those wafers, but if you dropped it or something while you're in the middle of pulling it out, then yeah, you might have a situation. Not that it's hard to recover from. You just center all the sliders with your pick. Second box, bunch of American Lock 1100s. All the different acrylic locks that, this is a disc detainer acrylic lock. We got a friend here. Got pin tumbler, this weird cross hatch looking one, some Euro dimples, Euro pin and tumbler. What is this? Just a normal pin and tumbler. It looks like in like a cylinder format. a tubular lock. Let's see what we got. Master 410, I guess. Unlock. This one gets a lot of views on my YouTube channel for whatever reason. It's the Zarker disc detainer lock. I'll probably have to do some more disc detainers in the future. I think I've done this Zarker on there, and I think I did one other disc detainer lock. Yeah, I did the anchor lasts. So I have two of these. They're nice and cheap off of Amazon. I had ordered a bigger one, but they didn't have it in inventory after all, so I didn't get it. 7240, I bought this, and shortly after getting the 7240 open, I was able to get that other 7440 open. So I bought that as kind of a trainer to get me into those 7440s, and it got me into one of them, so that's good. I just made a video on this one, my first Primus. This is the Ilco SFIC, and it's in here because I can get it to operating and control consistently. I have a bunch of SFIC plugs in the haven't yet opened box, but that's because I haven't consistently gotten to control and operating, even though I've gotten to both on some of them. These ones were from a Reddit user. They're nice little simple tubular locks. My first tubular locks that I picked. What is this? It's just a regular old Schlage Mortise cylinder. I don't know how that got in there. Another tubular cam lock. I think I got that from Mark Chapter 13. Medico. Oh, this is the Duracam. That's a fun one to get into. I showed people how to get into combination locks. This was from an old master lock that got cut off, and I ended up. It was like one of those laminated ones. I took it completely apart just to see, and I only kept the core. Yeah, American locks. So that's all the ones that are in the have opened, and then there's the have not opened box. This one's heavy. So this is the last box. The have not opens, and there are those 5 7440s that I think it's standard pins. I have a hard time with standard pins. So I got another Primus from D-Web in that box. So there are 2 of them. This one had a mummified key, and I can see why, because it's got some crazy bitting on it. And no problems getting the sliders. It's the standard bitting that's the trouble, and I haven't been able to consistently get into this yet because I need to get through the standard bitting, get that false set, but I have a hard time getting to that point. So I need more practice before I take this one out of this box. This one is a Sargent LFIC interchangeable core, but it's got a million master wafers in here. I don't even know why. It's got like stacks and stacks of them in the different pin chambers. So I ordered a pinning kit, and I'll be replacing the pins so it's working with these. These 3 are just operating keys. I'm going to turn one of these into a control key, but I can only remove material. So I went through the pinning charts, and I did the calculations on a valid combination where I can turn one of these operating into a control key and still be valid in their system. So I'll do that when that pinning kit comes today. I've got a bunch of Makos. These 3 are 6-pin, and this one's a 7-pin SFIC cylinder. This one they actually sent me for free, the 7-pin, because I had a problem with some of my 6-pinners. So that was unexpected and very nice of them. They really take care of their customers really well. Another SFIC. This one is a best. Is this a 7-pin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-pin best. I can't get it reliably or consistently, I would say, to both shear lines, so that's why that guy's still in there. I was getting close with that, but I put it on the back burner for a while. I should really get into this, but I don't do a lot of wafer locks. I think I need to pick up some simple wafer locks just to get more of the feel of it. I know I did. No, I don't. I just don't do a lot of wafer locks. So this is the Chicago Duo. It's 3-bitted, so it's got bitting along the top, bitting along the bottom, and bitting along the middle. So that's one that I should do at some point, but it hasn't been high on the priority list. We've got, did I already show this? Oh yeah, another Primus. This came around the same time as the D-Web one. This one was from eBay. So I have the kick that I picked. This is a whatever interchangeable core. I don't know what format that is because it's got this pin instead of the thing that pops out the side. It's really, if you can do operating on this, you can do. I don't even bother with both operating and control because they're not separate shears. Control is just an extra pin at the back you got to move. So I wouldn't count that as having to pick it to both shears. Operating is fine on that one. If you can do operating, you can do control because they're the keys. They're exactly the same, except the control has a little bit extra to lift that pin at the end. So if I really wanted to, I'd just shove something down the end to hold that pin up permanently and then pick the operating, and it'd be the same thing. So this one is back in here. I used to get into this consistently. I can't anymore. It's, I think, all standard pins, but they're really high. They're just really high, and I just can't, through this wording, I can't seem to get them up very high to get this one open consistently and get under these low cut front ones. It probably won't stay in here long if I ever spend some time on it. It used to be in the consistent one, but then I pulled it back out, and it can't go back in until I get consistent at it again. What is? Oh, I'll wait on that. I got some pack locks in yesterday. There's a 90A, 100A, and a 410 Pro. So I'll work on those eventually. Brady Safe Key. I might want to get the Safe Key in the metal body because this one has a funky thing where I've picked it to like 45 degrees, but then I can't seem to get tension to go all the way. And it was a bit of pain to get back to normal. And somebody had taken this apart and posted pictures of the internals, and you can see on there why when the sidebar gets to a certain point, it no longer, it hits it at like a perpendicular or no, a parallel angle, so it doesn't apply any pressure to the sidebar. So I'll have to either do a little more research or get the metal one of that. Then we got a pair of Miwas. This is the Miwa U9. So I worked on this a little bit. This might be the next high security one I work on figuring out. Kind of want to work on that. And then there's the Miwa PR. These are really cool locks, but they're both wafer style locks. And like I said, I don't have a lot of wafer experience. Or this might be the next one actually, the Asta 700, because it's got I think like 3 gin bottles in there with counter milling, and then a Christmas tree with counter milling. So I want to get comfortable with doing gin bottles with counter milling, because then I can apply that to a lock I'll show you in a little bit, as well as the one that Reed wants me to pick, which is not that one, which is right here, the Scorpion CX5, which has a bunch of gin bottles with counter milling. Oh, that's really tight in there. I got to loosen the end cap. For whatever reason, this came with this really long end cap here, and so if I want to put it into like a pack lock body, it sticks out a bit out of the end like that. So I'd have to scavenge one of these end caps from one of my Schlage kicks or something if I want it to sit in here and play nice. Only a couple more. I know it's getting kind of long, and let's see, the 700. Oh, okay. In here we have some Sargent Kisos. So 2 different Sargent Kisos. Got one is like a cabinet lock or something, and one that's a mortise cylinder. And then you have to guess which one goes to which. There we go. These would be interesting to pick. They're very jam-packed inside, so be a bit difficult to get in. I can't remember how many pins, but it's a lot. You got them on the top, you got them on the sides, you got them everywhere. And then this little lock is a Abloy ProTech 1. So I'll probably make a I'll probably take either my Chinese, this Detainer pick, or the Sparrows one and make some custom tips for it so that you can get into here, because it's got a funky shaped keyway, and I don't think it tensions from the front, so it's either middle or rear tensioning, so I'll have to build that into there. And then I have, of course, the upgrade to that, the Abloy ProTech 2, which looks like an active element here. I don't know what else the differences are. Haven't really looked at a model. Haven't looked at them at all. And then the last one, which is probably my not favorite because I've picked it. I haven't picked it yet, but I got this from Mark Chapter 13, and I just like this because it's so hefty. It's the Asa Twin 6000 in a Southern Steel Mogul mortise cylinder, and it just weighs a ton. I just like the feeling of this lock. But it has gin bottle. No, it doesn't have gin bottles. It has barrel spools with countermilling. So probably some of the same techniques apply from the Asa 700. I might start with Asa 700. Get good at that, and then work on doing this. I have done this. I've done the sidebar. Sidebars in any of these locks seem to be like just a little gimmick, because they tend to be very easy to get into sidebars. It's always the the main bitting that seems to give me the problem. I don't know if other people are like that as well, but it's definitely the spools with the countermilling is tricky. And maybe for me it's because I'm very gentle with the picks, and people that I watch pick these things, they seem to really bully those pins into place. And I just can't see myself doing that. I've never broken a pick in 25 years. And I don't want to start. So anyways, that's kind of the lock collection, and my way of saying congratulations to Sunsebb and his wife. And these will be the locks that we probably have yet to see. Actually, I kind of go back and forth between the have dones and have not dones for videos, whether it be like showing what I'm picking now or giving a tutorial on other things. So this is what I have. Alright, thank you.